Good afternoon on this very wet, Kerry Thursday afternoon. I am just popping in here on a whim because it is International Homeopathy Awareness Week, and that runs till the 16th of April. And also yesterday was Samuel Hahnemann's birthday. Samuel Hahnemann, for those of you who don't know, was the founder of modern homeopathy and a complete genius. So I thought that I would pop in and just share a few of my thoughts and experiences. The theme for International Homeopathy Awareness Week this year is from practitioner to, the other way around, from patient to practitioner. And obviously that can mean all sorts of things. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story from my perspective, going from a patient to a practitioner. And some of you may already be aware of that, so I'm not going to go into any great detail about it. But also I want to make a few other points, which is that if you are using homeopathy yourself at home in any way, for anything, even whether it's just for yourself or for family, for children, parents, whatever, then in my view, you are also a practitioner. We're all practicing homeopathy, and that's what the word practitioner means. So just a bit about my story, in case you haven't heard it. I first came across homeopathy in a kind of in-depth way, over 30 years ago now. And it came about because I was diagnosed with severe hypothyroidism, and I could barely get out of bed, actually. So I was extremely ill, and I was told that this is it. This is for life, and just suck it up, basically. And even though I was prescribed very high doses of the pharmaceutical medicines that were given to me, and I did those diligently, I didn't actually feel that much better, marginally, but not fully. And I really didn't feel good at all. And I kept asking, was there anything else I could do? And I was told categorically, no, this is it. This is it forever now. I think a couple of consultants mentioned that, I might want to look at certain foods, things like that. But, that was down to me. So eventually a very good friend just said to me, look, Rebecca, why don't you go and see my homeopath? You've got nothing else to lose. So I went along quite sceptical. I'd had a little bit of a dalliance with homeopathy on an acute level. My mother was a little bit interested, although she didn't really understand what homeopathy was, but she was using it for certain things. So I wasn't completely alien to it. And in those days, you could actually buy remedies really easily in places like Boots and those kind of places. Anyway, so I had such great results from visiting this practitioner within a very short space of time. That I was just hooked right from the word go. I couldn't believe that I hadn't gone to see a homeopath before, and I was really impressed with the time that was spent and the care that was spent by the practitioner I went to see in really understanding me and actually creating what seemed like a limitless time to really listen to me and to help me to explore not only what was going on for me at the time, but also how I might have got to where I got to, what was contributing to that. And that was so new for me that even just that process alone really woke me up. to what else was available out there and that I just had no idea about. So anyway, I got very interested and I bought a little kit, a little remedy kit from Helios, the blue kit as it's often referred to. And I just started using it with my children at home. And again, I saw such good results. And instinctively, I felt I did not want to be giving pharmaceutical medicines to my children needlessly, for the slightest thing. So when I got a little bit further down the road, part of my recovery of myself was understanding how I'd got as ill as I did and what needed to change in my life in order for me to sustain my newfound wellness, if you like. And part of that was really changing everything that I was doing in terms of living my life. And one of the things that got me there was deciding that I needed something for myself. I needed something that wasn't anything to do with being a high-flying advertising executive, TV producer, as I was at the time. Nothing to do with my duties and responsibilities as the daughter of a parent with dementia. Nothing to do with me, a little bit to do with me as a parent, obviously, because I wanted to do the best for my children. But it was mostly about something that I just was really interested in. So I signed up for the 4-year practitioner course, not because I wanted to be a practitioner at the time, but actually just because it was really interesting to me and it was stimulating me and it was leading me in a direction that I wasn't able to go in the other areas in my life. And within one weekend, it was like the blinkers had come off my eyes. Everything opened up and this whole new world appeared before me. And I say a whole new world, but it felt very familiar to me. It felt like it was calling me to something that was already within me, if you like, and that a door had opened and that there was just the most fantastic view beyond that door and that I was going towards it. And I knew that this was my calling. I didn't think, I always used to dismiss people who said, I was called to do that. That's my soul contract, if you like. That's my soul calling. I just thought, what are they talking about? But this is what called me. And I knew that that's what I wanted to do in my life. And we made a 5-year plan, basically. And to cut a long story short, part of that was moving over here to Ireland, giving up my day job, my corporate job, if you like, and starting afresh, very much from the perspective that we were moving from a busy city, London, and we were moving to a beautiful rural environment, and that our children were going to be raised by us, first and foremost, and not being farmed out to other people. And we were very lucky that we were moving very near to my husband's parents at the time, so they could be our wider family, and that's that was something we wanted. So everything changed for us, and it felt natural and normal and absolutely what we all needed as a family. And I will be eternally grateful for the fact I got ill, number one, and that I didn't respond to the pharmaceutical medicine, because if I had have responded to it, maybe I wouldn't be sitting here today. So that's my story of how I got from patient to practitioner. But what I also wanted to stress was that my learning, my education, if you like, as a homeopath never stops. It continually opens me and allows me to grow, and for that wonderful view through that door to get more and more expansive, lighter and lighter, more vibrant and more nurturing. And not only from a homeopathic point of view, but because it's kind of like a gateway to other modalities. You know, once you are fully understanding of how homeopathy positions people in terms of health and ill health, you can never go back. And it then leads to all kinds of other health modalities, holistic health modalities, that when you get down to the bottom of it, are actually all talking about the same thing: energy, frequency, self regulation, and self personal development, self-care, self-understanding. And that journey continues on a daily basis. It continues in terms of, you know, learning from other professionals, but also I feel very strongly that I'm a practitioner, but I'm also a patient, with not only with my clients, because I learn so much from them, but also because I rely on being a patient myself. I consult my own homeopathic practitioner. Not all the time, because obviously I can treat myself acutely. But, you know, from time to time, I need to go and get somebody who is not, you know, in the middle of it, to help me navigate my way through something, whatever that may be, physical, spiritual, or emotional. So there's a flow between me being a patient and a practitioner all the time. And I think that also means that I am very aware of what my clients are often going through. You know, not that I've had every illness, but, you know, I can see things from their perspective as well as from my perspective as a practitioner. And I think that's a really healthy thing to be aware of. I also wanted to make the point that if you do feel called to retrain, as I did, and swap over from your current day job, then do drop me a line in the comments and let me know, and I can send you details of some recommended training programs for that, courses. And there are some online and there are some in person, depends on where you're living, obviously. So I'm more than happy to do that. Also, though, if you just think, well, I don't really want to be a practitioner, but I'd like to be able to practice it at home myself, then I just as a reminder, I have a home prescribing course, and that's available all the time. Just drop me a line again and I can send you details. Actually, there is, have I put a link in? No, I haven't put a link in I'll drop it in the comments. You can have a look at that. Or if you'd like to have a chat first, then do let me know. Or you can book a free clarity call, and there is a link to that in the post for this video. So we can have a little talk about what is the best way forward for you. So my views on patient to practitioner are multifaceted, really, and that there's a kind of ebb and flow that goes on constantly between student and teacher, and that sometimes we are a teacher and sometimes we are a student, and that's healthy and it's human, and it contributes to the world being a better place. So, and on another front, I love helping and supporting and guiding practitioners in particular, because I feel that the more of us there are, the better. And that if we are able to practice in a sustainable, healthy way, then we're going to reach even more people than if we're just keeping it to ourselves, kind of thing. So I love supporting all my clients, but I particularly love supporting holistic health practitioners, not just homeopaths, any modality that is holistic and ethical and kind and respectful and all of those things. So that's it. I'm kind of rambling a little bit now. I hope you found that useful, and I hope that your interest is piqued in using homeopathy in some way. If it's new to you and you just want to ask questions, please do. I love answering questions on homeopathy, so you can pop them in the chat below, or as I say, you can always book a free clarity call, and I can answer your questions one-to-one. Okay, that's it. Thanks very much for watching, and let me know your thoughts. Okay, bye.